Welcome to the Arts for Life 25th Anniversary Celebration and first virtual award show, presented by the Rush Philanthropic Arts Foundation, where we provide a safe space for inner city youth to explore the arts, as well as serve as a platform for emerging artists. Arts for Life honors the dedication and consciousness of community leaders, from politicians to teachers, and from artists to dreamers, inspiring the youth of today to become the leaders of tomorrow.
And I'm especially proud that as board president of this special organization, I get to show my daughters and every other little girl that leadership is not only a woman's right, it is our destiny. Having a powerful and unwavering voice is our mandate moving forward, not only in our communities, but as we have seen in competition for the highest office in the land, the presidency. And it's with that, and it's my great honor that I introduce you to my very special guest, Ms. Yolanda Caraway. With nearly 3 decades of experience in policymaking, project management, and politics, coordinating the movement of the Democratic Party, Ms. Caraway is the quintessential woman of power and leadership. She has been building and counseling teams with diverse backgrounds for government and nonprofit agencies, including our very own Rush Philanthropic Arts Foundation. So thank you for joining us today. She's coming on, she's coming in, she's coming in.
Yeah.
First of all, please tell everyone the name of your very, very impactful and popular book.
Oh, the name of our book is called can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay. For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Politics. My co-authors are Donna Brazil, Mignon Moore, and Leah Daughtry. We wrote this book in 2018 after like the devastating loss. And we won an NAACP Image Award for best nonfiction book in 2019. So we're very proud of it.
And I know for firsthand knowledge that it also was the subject of many, many women book clubs around the country, including here where I am right now. So I'm going to talk to you and thank you. The reason I asked you to pull up your book is that I believe that it is relevant to what we're going to talk about today, and that is our current times with the recent election, which many have deemed to have been our most important election of our time. And what's even more interesting is the polarizing race relations that seem to have engulfed America this year, sparking some of the country's worst protests to date in response to the seemingly ever-present police brutality. I would love it if you could please share your thoughts on this and perhaps some of the challenges and opportunities that you see on the horizon for our nation.
Well, I can say I'm breathing a lot easier than I did last week before last Saturday. I think we all are. I think that Joe Biden winning this election has just lifted such a heavy weight off of all of us that we felt for the last 4 years. And just to have a Black woman as vice president is icing on the cake, totally icing on the cake. I think that they're going to do amazing things. I see a lot of opportunity. I see probably a lot of chaos between now and the 20th. Because Mr. Trump is probably going to do everything he can to mess with us and keep us from doing the work that we need to do. But once we get past that, I see so much opportunity. And I've been working on transition and some other things, and they're really I think they're doing everything the right way. And I'm just looking forward to them being able to really get started.
Thank you. And I'm sure everybody watching this, including me, appreciates that insider knowledge that you just shared with us. And I want to repeat and go back to someone you just mentioned, our new MVP, Madam Vice President. Do you think that with the election of our first ever woman of color vice president, do you think that we are finally being recognized and respected as voices of leadership? And if not, what additional steps that you think we should take?
Well, first of all, yes, I do believe we are. but we also always have to stay on top of it, because what's happening now, what's been happening with all the civil unrest and everybody loving Black lives now, we'll see how long that's going to last. I hate to be sarcastic, but I've just lived through it before. I do feel that people are really sincere, and I hope to see change. But with Kamala in there, it's just, and I've known Kamala since she was a student at Howard University, and I know her, and I know she's always stood for Black people, and she will. And she will be that voice in the room for us that we've never really had before.
Thank you. Yes, we have what did Miss Shirley Chisholm say? She actually has that seat at the table, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
She didn't have to pull
bring
up
a chair, right?
She didn't have to pull up her own chair.
She got her own chair.
She got her own chair. Okay. Before they start yanking us off with the cane, right? Let's get to our last question. But it's just, thank you so much for participating in this conversation with us today. My last question has to do with us, with Rush. What impact have you seen Rush Philanthropic Arts Foundation have during the time that you've known us?
Well, I was always into the arts when I was younger, but we had all kinds of outlets. I mean, we were taught art in school, church and other groups, and it's kind of in the last few decades they've taken arts and music and everything out of the schools, which I think is really sad for kids. I mean, it's a great way for them to get rid of their creative outlets and get their creative juices flowing. And what Rush is doing is giving them that opportunity. And I would love to see it. I would love to see it replicated in different cities because it's such a great model.
Thank you so much. And, that is something that Danny and I have talked about.
You should think about that.
Replicate it. There's someone in particular who wants us to come to Detroit like yesterday.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for joining us today, but also thank you for your labor, for essentially, it sounds like mentoring our now MVP since she was in college. So I think we owe you in that respect. You are a true ambassador for us here in the country, and we all thank you so much. I know Danny really appreciates you participating in this today, and thank you all for your attendance today. Please continue to support arts in our communities. Please continue to support Rush Philanthropic Arts Foundation. We are only as strong as our community. Please do your part in being the future that we have so desperately fought to see. Thank you.